In this video, we will take a look at creating groups. Click on your communications pull-down menu, select groups, and this video will be narrated by Kevin Cormer.
And then we can select the button here titled New Category. And then it'll bring us into the category information area, and we can put in a category name for our groups. So maybe we'll call this Lab 1 groups, because we want to set up a series of groups for a lab assignment that we're going to be giving, and it'll be a group assignment. All right, and in the description area here, if you wanted to, you could also put in a description for the category for Lab 1 groups. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to actually leave that blank. And now if we just scroll down under the enrollment type, there's a series of options here that you can select for your group enrollments. So we'll just quickly go through them. The first one, number of groups, no auto enrollments. What this does is it allows you to set up a number of groups in Desire to Learn, and you as the instructor would have to go on and manually enroll all the students in the various groups. The second option here, groups of numbers. What this does is allows you to set up your groups based on the number of students that you would like to have in each group. And what Desire to Learn would do is that it would randomly assign the students to the groups for you. So you just set up the number of students you want in each group, and Desire to Learn will automatically distribute those students for you. The third option here is number of groups. So this allows you to set the number of groups that you want to create. So if you had 20 students in your class, you wanted to create, for example, 5 groups, Desire to Learn would automatically put 4 students in each of those 5 groups for you, totaling the 20 students in the class. So again, Desire to Learn will automatically put those students in the groups for you. The next option here is groups of numbers, self-enrollment. So with this option, it allows you to set up your groups based on the number of students that you would like to have in each group. And the students, what they would do is go under the groups button, and they would enroll themselves in whichever group that they would like. The next option is number of groups, self-enrollment. So what this does is it allows you to set up your groups based on the number of groups you want to have set up, and then the students would go and enroll themselves in those groups. So one thing to keep in mind with this option is that if, for example, you set up 3 groups, what would happen is there is the chance that all the students in the class would sign up for exactly the same group. So if you are worried about that, there's this last option here, the number of groups of numbers. So what this does is it allows you to set up the number of groups you want to set up with a cap on the number of students that you want to have in each group. So let's go back to that 20 students in the class. So you could have it so that you'd set up maybe 5 groups. So you would have groups of 4, because you would have 5 groups. So this would just allows you to put a cap on that, so not all the students are signing up for one particular group. So for this demonstration, I'm actually just going to choose the number of groups, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and create 2 groups here. And then under the advanced properties, we can just click to show the advanced properties. So if we scroll down here, there's auto enroll new users. So if we check this little question option here, what it says is new users enrolled in the course after groups are set up are automatically added to the group with the fewest users. So basically what will happen is if you do have any new students come into your course after the groups have been set up, Desire to Learn will just automatically distribute those students into the group that has the fewest number of users. And if all the groups have the same amount of users, it'll just automatically put that student in the first group that was created. And you can randomize users in groups. So if this option is not selected, users are enrolled based on the order of the class list. So basically it would be probably alphabetical order that the students would be distributed in the groups. Otherwise, if this is selected, users are enrolled in a random order. All right, so under the additional options, if we just expand that area, one of the great things with creating groups in Desire to Learn is we can create these workspaces as we go along. So we can set up a discussion area. So if we wanted to set up group discussions, we could just check off this box and press the save button, and we'd have the ability to automatically create group discussions. And what will happen is Desire to Learn will automatically create the discussion topics and the forum, and will automatically assign the groups to their particular discussion topic. So there's no work on your part to go on after we create this to within the discussions. It's all automatically created for you. You could set up a locker as well. So what this does, it allows the students to have a group locker on Desire to Learn where they can go and they can work and collaborate and pass files back and forth. And then finally, this third option is to set up a Dropbox. So what this does is it sets up a Dropbox assignment, which is a group assignment. Now, one thing to keep in mind about setting up the group assignment is that every student in the group can hand in their own individual assignments. However, the students would share a common grade. All right, so then after if you do want to create a workspace, you can check off one of those options. Or if you just want to create your groups and attach them to maybe a discussion or something else later on, we can just go and press the Save button. And we'll just wait for a second here for it to save our groups. And then perfect. So we have our Lab 1 group set up. We have Group 1 and Group 2 all set up. And that's it.
I would like to thank Kevin Cormer at the University of New Brunswick for this excellent video.